Dear friends, I'm going to take you to a different world of language, and that language is called idioms and phrases. Uh, you understand, I know that everybody feels that English is such a beautiful and at the same time it's a complex language. I understand that English is an alien language, but you should not forget that English is a global language. Many speak English, but when they speak with idioms and phrases, their language is beautifully enriched. Suppose they speak English language with idioms and phrases, and they are looked upon with an awe factor. If they use idioms and phrases in their day-to-day conversations, we cannot refuse that. At the same time, we cannot refuse that idioms share cultural and historical information and broaden people's understanding and manipulation of the language. There are various definitions of idioms. I wish to share a few definitions for your understanding. The first definition is when you use idioms and phrases in a language, and the language is very peculiar to people, country, class, community, or an individual. The second definition is idioms have a different meaning from the literal one, not according to the usual pattern of the language. Idioms and phrases different from one language to the other, and this idioms and phrases when you use in your language, it forms an essential part of the general vocabulary of English. Idioms and phrases appear in every language, and see, when you research, every language has an idioms and phrases in their language. For example, so recently I have come across a book on African idioms and phrases. Even you have idioms and phrases in Afghanistan language. So Indian idioms also you have beautiful Indian idioms. There are plenty of books on Indian idioms also. Similarly, English language has also thousands of idioms and phrases. Now, so far I have discussed with you what do you mean by idioms and phrases, and the definition of idioms and phrases. And I have also told you that when you use idioms and phrases in your day-to-day conversation, your language is enriched. And here I am going to use few examples so that you could understand that what do you mean by idioms and phrases, how that can be used in your day-to-day language. I am going to use one noun that is called cat, and on cat you see that you have more than hundreds idioms and phrases, and out of which I have chosen 10 of them, and let me explain you one by one, and so that you could understand what is the meaning of that, and which you can use it in your day-to-day conversation. Now look at the first idioms and phrase on the slide. Probably this idioms and phrases you would have been very familiar with, or you would have come across in your either in your classrooms or your seniors or your teachers would have been using this idioms and phrases in your life. It's a very common one. The cat is out of the bag. What do you mean by that? And it is when there are two friends, when they share something secret between them, and that fellow says that don't tell the secret to anyone. So this is don't tell the secret to anyone, or don't reveal the secret to anyone, and don't disclose the secret one. It's a very common language. Instead of saying that don't say it to anyone, don't share it with anyone, and the same context can be expressed through an idiom, and that idiom is called don't let the cat out of the bag. That means that don't share the secret with anyone. So if you use such idioms and phrases, your language is enriched. And the second idioms and phrase which is very familiar to you, and it is quite often it is used among friends, quite often it is used among colleagues, and it's very common idiom that is called to bell the cat. Now see that you are not able to tolerate someone, and you are not able to bear with your friend or your colleagues or your superior, and you say that we have to teach him a lesson, and to teach him a lesson and use an idioms and phrase that somebody should someone should bell the cat. So that's a beautiful expression when you use in your day-to-day conversation. Now you look at the third one called a catnap. See, look at the cat, how it is beautifully sleeping there. And see, you are so tired and you are so exhausted, and after your laborious and tiresome work, and you are telling your friends or your colleagues that please wait for some time, let me go and have a small sleep. And instead of saying a small sleep, you can use the idioms and phrase. That phrase is called a cat nap. When you say that a cat nap, it refers to as a sleep or a dose for a short period of time. Now you come to this second, third, fourth idioms and phrase, a phrase that is a cat in gloves catches no mice. What does it mean? Have you ever come across an idiom like this? What does it mean? It means that if you are too polite, you cannot achieve anything in your life. Or if you are too polite, you cannot achieve whatever you want. So to express this, they beautifully express it through an idioms and phrase called a cat in gloves catches no mice. Then the next idiom is a copycat. A copycat is a very common idiom. See that you can make use of it. Probably you would have made use of it in your examinations, at the time of examinations, or when you are in when you perform an action, or even where you see that somebody is gesturing your attitude, or somebody is following you. So to express all these actions, and there is one beautiful idioms and phrase in English that is called copycat. And copycat is it refers to a person who copies or imitates the action of someone. So when somebody is imitating the actions and copies your action, and that person is called copycat. Now you come to the next idioms and phrases called cool cat. Probably you would have known what is a cool cat. See, look at the idiom, look at the picture that how cool that cat is. When you say that he is a cool cat or she is a cool cat, which means that it refers to a person who is very calm and slow to anger. And probably you would have listened to somebody else is making comments that don't lose your temper, don't be so sensitive. And there is one more saying called he is always cool as cucumber. And similarly, when you are referring to a person is a cool cat, is as cool as cucumber. Now you come to the next idiom called dead cat bounce. It's beautiful, and only yesterday I came across this idiom. And see, you are in a business, and particularly you are in a share market. You lost all your finance in the share market, and you lost your hope, and you are in a complete chaos. You do not know what to do, and but see, then all of a sudden, to your surprise, you are surprised. No, the finance market is bouncing back. So when you say that it is bouncing back, the finance gets life. The market gets life. So when you at that time you know, you are so surprised, you are so shocked. Now it is bouncing back. to refer to that situation, and there is a saying in English called uh, uh, dead, dead cat bounce, which means that an automatic recovery of the financial market. The finance marketing is bounced back as dead as a dead cat. That is it's a beautiful expression. Now you come to the next one called enough to make a cat laugh. So this is something different and probably would have not come across. And the meaning of this idiom is called that something is very very funny. To refer to a situation or an incident or a person, now you make use of this idioms and phrase which is called enough to make a cat laugh. And now you come to this the next one is called fighting like cats and dogs. It quite often you have come across, you have experienced, probably among the colleagues, among the friends, even the husband and wife would have seen them that they are often fighting like cats and dogs. So to express when they argue, when they fight, when they argue with each other, you know, when you use simple language, they are fighting, they are quarreling, and they are warring and they are battling. You know, to in spite of expressing such ordinary languages, expressions, and you can make use of an idiom like the husband and wife, they fight like cats and dogs. Then the last expression is called grin like a Cheshire cat. So far we have seen 9, and the last one is that I wanted to make you smile. And definitely when you use idioms and phrases in your conversation, and definitely you definitely will have a grin like a Cheshire cat. And what does it mean? That you have confidence, you have confidence, and you are elated, and extremely you are happy. At that time, you are in cloud 9. So when you use such beautiful use idioms and phrases, and that makes your language rich. And when your language becomes rich, and that we could obviously see your face grins like a Cheshire cat, which means you smile broadly in a very self-satisfied way. So friends, this is my advice. You please make use of idioms. And you speak good language, I understand that, but something you want to be different, you want to be unique from the other people. They use English language. So in case you want to be different, and you please use idioms and phrases in your language, and definitely you would be different, and you would be unique. And what I conclude here is idioms make your language enriching, exciting, and intriguing. So let us make use of idioms and phrases and enjoy the language of English in your day-to-day conversation. Thank you so much, friends.